Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the 2023 format. On one side, we've got the Lugia VStar and Archeops deck going up against the LostBox deck on the other side, so we'll see which of these two decks can take the victory today. But before we begin, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel and to my Twitter account at Holland_Phantom so you don't miss out on any new Pokemon TCG content. And now with that out of the way, let's get into the battle. And here we go, the battle has started, with both players flipping over their starting Pokemon. On the Lugia side, we've got Lugia V as the active Pokemon, and on the LostBox side, we've got Oranguru as the active Pokemon. The Lugia side is going first, benching their own Oranguru, and then playing Evolution Incense to search the deck for any Evolution Pokemon, and the one chosen is going to be Archeops to add to their hand. This Archeops is going to be the main energy accelerator of the deck once it comes into play, but we are going to have to be waiting at least one turn, as Lugia needs to evolve to bring it into play with his ability. Okay, the next card is going to be the attachment Aurora Energy, discarding Archeops from the hand. And now Oranguru activates his ability Primate Wisdom to swap out one card from the hand for the top card of the deck. There's the cards being exchanged. Let's see if the player activates any more cards or puts down any more Pokemon. No, it's going to be it. Turn passes over to the LostBox side. So let's see what they can do for their first turn. Starting off with the supporter, Colretz's Experiment, to take a look at the top 5 cards of the deck. They choose 3 of those cards to keep in their hand and then send the other 2 cards to the Lost Zone. So there's the die keeping track of how many cards are in the Lost Zone, 2 so far. Followed by the item Hisuian Heavy Ball. Now the player can look at all 6 of their prize cards, choose any Pokemon found there to add to their hand, and then place the Heavy Ball in its place back into the prize cards. And the one chosen was the Comfey. It's going to be added to the hand. There we see Comfey coming down onto the bench. And the next item is going to be a Quick Ball. And the player has to discard a card from the hand to search the deck for any basic Pokemon. Alright, the next Pokemon chosen is going to be the Radiant Greninja. Radiant Greninja is a great way to draw through the deck with its Concealed Cards ability. So all these cards that we have in play so far are all about thinning out the deck as quickly as possible. There we see Radiant Greninja activating its ability, discarding a Metal Energy to draw 2 cards. Now, do we have a way to get this Oranguru out of the active spot? Yes, we do. Scoop Up Net picks up the Oranguru to promote Comfey. Oranguru comes back down. And now Comfey activates its ability, Flower Selecting, to look at the top 2 cards of the deck. They can choose one of those cards to add to their hand, and send the other one to the Lost Zone. And looks at the card that they drew was the Battle VIP Pass. It can only be used in the first turn of the game, but it lets the player search the deck for any 2 basic Pokemon to put onto their bench. So we're going to be seeing 2 more Comfey coming into play. So 4 basic Pokemon on the first turn of the game so far. Alright, there's the deck coming back down. Both Comfey are added to the bench. They have space for 1 more Pokemon. Okay, now Oranguru activates its Primate Wisdom, like the other side, to swap out the top card of the deck for 1 card from their hand. And now the player activates a second Scoop Up Net to promote a second Comfey. Here we see another Flower Selecting ability activating. It can only be used if Comfey is in the active spot. And now we have 4 cards in the Lost Zone. And that's going to be the turn. No energies were attached, but they did draw through a lot of their deck. On the Lugia side, Lugia evolves into Lugia VStar. And now the support is going to be Serena. It has 2 effects. One to bring up one of the opponent's benched V Pokemon, and the other effect to draw some cards. So it looks like they opted to draw through the deck, as the LostBox side has no V Pokemon. Now the next card is going to be another Evolution Incense, to add another Evolution card to their hand. It's going to be a second Archeops, so if they have a way to discard this one, Lugia will be able to bring it back with its Summoning Star ability. There's the deck coming back down. Oranguru activates Primate Wisdom. Swap out 1 card from the hand for the top card of the deck. Let's see what they got. Oh, and it's a Quick Ball. Perfect. Now they can discard the Archeops. There it goes. Searching out the deck for any basic Pokemon, but more importantly, now the 2 Archeops are in the discard pile, Lugia can use its Summoning Star for its full effect. Okay, the Pokemon chosen is going to be a Stoutland V. it has the attack called Double Dip Fangs. Makes it so that whenever it knocks out a Pokemon using that attack, they can take an additional prize card, which is really good against LostBox decks, as they're full of single prize Pokemon, so this should make the battle go a little bit faster. Okay, and there's Lugia activating Summoning Star, bringing back both Archeops. There they are. And now we have both energy accelerators online. Both of them activate Primal Turbo. Each one can attach a special energy card, sorry, 2 energy cards from the deck to any Pokemon on their side of the field. So one of them attaches a double turbo energy and a capture energy to the active Lugia, and the second one will be attaching energy to probably the Stoutland on the bench. Yeah, there we go. 2 powerful energy. Each powerful energy boosts the attack power of Stoutland by 20 each, so that's a 40-point boost. And now Double Dip Fangs can hit for 80 damage, which is enough to knock out Comfey, but not enough for Oranguru or Radiant Greninja. Again, the turn ends with the Tempest Dive attack, hitting for 200 damage to take the first KO, and on the LostBox side, a second Comfey comes into the active spot. Radiant Greninja activates its ability again to discard a Psychic Energy, this time to draw 2 more cards from the deck, and another Colress's Experiment is played. So another 5 cards are looked at from the top of the deck. 3 are kept in hand. 2 more are sent to the Lost Zone, so that's 6 cards in the Lost Zone so far. Now Comfey activates his ability, sending a 7th card to the Lost Zone. Now Mirage Gate is online, as Mirage Gate does need at least 7 cards in the Lost Zone to be played. But first, Ordinary Rod is activated, bringing back a discarded Comfey, Lightning Energy, and Metal Energy to shuffle back into the deck. There's the cards being shuffled back in. And there we see, oh, a Raikou! That's why they shuffle those cards back in. And there's the Mirage Gate. Mirage Gate is a powerful energy accelerator, attaching 2 different basic energy cards from the deck to any Pokemon. So Lightning Energy and Metal Energy attached to the bench Raikou. So we're going to be seeing the attack Amazing Shot coming through this turn. Normally the Raikou is pretty difficult to use because of its varied energy requirement, needing a Grass Energy, a Lightning Energy, and a Metal Energy. But with this Mirage Gate, it makes that power up pretty quickly, as you saw. Okay, another Primate Wisdom was activated. And there's the Air Balloon to give the Comfey a free retreat to promote the Raikou. Now Lugia is going to be taking a lot of damage, as it is weak to lightning Pokemon. There's the attack. Amazing Shot, hitting Lugia for 240 damage, and also hits one of the bench Pokemon for 120. So the player had the choice of knocking out Oranguru, but opted to hit the bench Stoutland for 120 damage, as they see how big of a threat it actually is. Okay, on Lugia's side, another Lugia comes down into the bench. So just in case the active one does get knocked out, they're going to be getting a second one ready to go. A Hiding Energy is equipped to the bench Stoutland. So now it's powered up to use its first attack, Double Dip Fangs. Now Oranguru activates its ability. And there's the Archeops using both their abilities to attach 4 energy from the deck to any Pokemon in play. So we're going to be seeing this Lugia powered up right away. And that's what makes this deck so dangerous. Including the energy attachment from the hand, they can attach up to 5 energy per turn. There we see powerful energy and 3 capture energy attached to the bench Lugia. So once it evolves into Lugia VStar, it'll be able to start using its Tempest Dive attack. And speaking of the attack, there it is. Tempest Dive takes a knockout on Raikou, and that is 2 prizes taken by the Lugia side. Okay, turn passes over to the LostBox side. They have no energy in play, so let's see what they can do. Comfey activates its ability Flower Selecting once again to look at the top 2 cards of the deck, keep one in hand, and send the other one to the Lost Zone. So that's 8 cards in the Lost Zone so far. And there's a Quick Ball. So let's see what the next Pokemon chosen is going to be. And it's going to be a Cramorant this time. Cramorant is a great Pokemon in this deck, as its ability Lost Provisions kicks in once the player has at least 4 cards in the Lost Zone, making its attack completely free. Next, Radiant Greninja activates ability, discarding a fighting energy to draw 2 cards. Now Comfey retreats to promote the second one on the bench. But first, Oranguru activates his ability to swap out 1 card from the hand for 1 from the deck. And now there we see Comfey. So they must have put a card from the hand onto the top of the deck that they didn't want. So Comfey can send it to the Lost Zone. And there we see another Scoop Up Net picking up the Comfey to promote Cramorant. And it's going to be able to knock out this Lugia with its free attack. And there we see the supporter, Colress's Experiment, drawing even more cards from the deck. That's 2 more cards sent to the Lost Zone, making the total up to 11. It's a lot of cards already sent. And there's the attack. Spit Innocently, dealing 110 damage. Lugia is knocked out, and LostBox takes its first 2 prizes. Both sides are now tie. The next Lugia comes up into the active spot. Do they have the evolution, though, in their hand? Let's take a look. Oh, yes, they did. A second Lugia VStar comes into play, followed by the supporter Marnie. Both players shuffle their entire hands, place them at the bottom of the decks, and now the Lugia side gets to draw 5 cards, while the LostBox side only gets to draw 4, which is a huge hit to the LostBox side, as they had a pretty major hand built up from all that draw power that they've been using. Okay, and there's the attack. Tempest Dive, taking an easy 1-hit KO, and now they're down to 3 prizes. The Comfey with the air balloon comes up into the active spot, as it has a free retreat cost, making an easy pivot. And now Oranguru activates his ability. So with a pretty small hand size, let's see what they can do. Comfey activates the ability as well, sending another card to the Lost Zone. That's a total of 12. That's a whole 1/5 of the deck in the Lost Zone. Radiant Greninja discards a Psychic Energy to draw 2 more cards. And it looks like they drew into another Cramorant. Comfey retreats to promote the Cramorant. And there's the attack. Spin Innocently to hit Lugia for 110 damage. Lugia is down to 170 HP. So it's going to take a couple of these attacks to knock it out. Unless they get another Raikou in play. Oh, no cards are played for the Lugia side, going straight for the attack. Now the Lugia side is down to 2 prizes remaining. Can the LostBox side take a KO against this Lugia? They promote their Comfey and then activate another Quick Ball. Let's see what they're going to be searching for this time. It's going to be Sableye this time. Comfey activates the ability once again, sending another card to the Lost Zone, keeping another one in hand. That's 13 cards in the Lost Zone. And pretty sure we're going to be seeing Sableye attack. Yeah, there's Raihan, the supporter for the turn, attaching a discarded Psychic Energy to the benched Sableye, and now the player also gets to add any card from their deck to their hand. Sableye's attack is Lost Mine. It can only be used if the player has at least 10 cards in the Lost Zone, but then it also lets the player place 12 damage counters on the opponent's side. It's 120 damage, placed anywhere they like. So we will be seeing a knockout this turn, if they go after the Oranguru or the Stoutland. So 9 damage on the Stoutland and 30 damage on Archeops, so Stoutland is knocked out before he gets a chance to use his Double Dip Fangs. And now LostBox takes another 2 prizes, and once again both sides are tie. That's a great move by the LostBox side, removing that threat, as Stoutland would have been able to take the game on the following turn. Okay, a Lost Vacuum is played, sending the Comfey's air balloon to the Lost Zone. So now Comfey no longer has the free retreat. But does the player want to leave this Lugia in the active spot? It's pretty heavily damaged. A Quick Ball is played to search the deck for any basic Pokemon. Do they have any more attackers to use? Oh yes they do! They have their own Radiant Pokemon, a Radiant Charizard! Radiant Charizard has the ability called Excited Heart, making it so that it reduces its attack cost by 1 for every prize that the opponent has taken. So the LostBox side has taken 4 prizes, meaning that Charizard only has an attack cost of 1. So there's the Aurora Energy attached to Charizard. It is going to be able to use its Combustion Blast attack this turn. if Lugia retreats. Yeah, there's a double turbo energy attached to the Lugia, and then immediately getting discarded to pay the retreat cost to send in Charizard. Combustion Blast hits for 250 damage. Easily KOing anything on the LostBox side. Okay, there we see another Serena being played to draw a couple of cards out of the deck. There's 3 cards drawn. Manaphy comes down. Has the ability called Water Veil to protect all bench Pokemon on its side from damage. So hoping to protect this Lugia on the bench. And there's the attack, Combustion Blast, knocking out Sableye. And now the Lugia side is down to just one more prize. Does the LostBox side have any way to come back in this game? First, Comfey activates Flower Selecting to look at another 2 cards in the deck. Greninja activates its ability to draw 2 more cards on the deck. It looks like the deck is getting pretty thin. There's the final Scoop Up Net, picking up Radiant Greninja to reset its ability to be used again. So it's 2 more cards drawn. And it looks like they just have 1 more card left in the deck. They're about to deck out. There's Oranguru using its ability, putting 1 card from the hand at the deck, and drawing the final card. Yeah, there's only 1 card left in the entire deck. And there's another Pokemon coming down. Rayquaza gets a fighting energy. Do they have a way to power up this Rayquaza? Oh, they might. Energy Recycler. Puts back a Lightning Energy. A Grass Energy. What else? Oh no, that's it. They only chose to put 2 cards back into the deck. Oh, and they're immediately using Mirage Gate to put those 2 cards onto Rayquaza. It looks like that's all they needed. They just need to have a way to retreat this Comfey. Yeah, and they do. Switch card gets Comfey out of the active spot to promote Rayquaza. And there's Boss's orders to bring up the damaged Lugia. And that's going to be the game. A heavily damaged Lugia cannot stand up to this Rayquaza. There's the attack. Amazing Burst. Discarding all 3 energy to take the final KO and take the final 2 prizes. And there's the handshake. LostBox is your winner. So what did you guys think of that battle? Let me know down in the comments below. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share this video to help this channel grow and reach new viewers. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, this is the Holland Phantom logging out.